Well, some more pretty shocking BTCC 2025 news announced is three-time BTCC champion Gordon Shedden is making a return to the championship after a couple of years out. He was last in the category in 2022 with Team Dynamics, but he's making a return with Toyota Gazoo Racing, and what a move this is. All I think of the announcements so far from Speedworks have been pretty shocking and pretty monumental, actually. They are building somewhat of a super team, actually. Over the last couple of years, actually, they've had some really good lineups. Thinking back to the combination of Butcher, Collard and Gamble a couple of years back. Last year was a strong one with Huff and Watson. Obviously, it didn't quite go to plan with the latter. And obviously having Moffat and Cook in there as well was a strong one. But this time round, having the combination of Shedden, Taylor Smith and Pearson with the possibility of another driver still to be announced is pretty amazing. Obviously, this is something I don't think a lot of people were expecting. It's always one of those things in the off-season. Fans will hope for their favourite driver, if they've been out of the category, to make a return. But I wouldn't say this was particularly expected. It was started being rumoured over the last 24 hours when there was some kind of leak through Autosport subscribers from the online getting some kind of announcement before it actually being announced officially by the BTCC. So a bit of an embarrassing mistake from Autosport there. But I mean, this is very exciting. I know a lot of people will be excited about this. It's great to see another former champion return to the grid. In sort of place of Turkington, I suppose. And Flash has always been a good driver. He's had, of course, difficult years, but he's a three-time champion, and I think he will be competitive. Like I've said in the last two announcements regarding the Toyota drivers, that car's reliable and it's quick and it's won plenty of races and been up there fighting for championships. So I think the biggest reason, and it said in the press release, that Gordon Shedden, he was always keen to make a return to the championship, but it wasn't to just make up the numbers. And I think when you're a three-time champion, that's completely fair enough. He wanted to join a team that he was confident in, that he could win in, and that would be in the front. And that makes complete sense. If you're a three-time champion, you don't want to return to that championship just to race around and make up the numbers. He wants to be there fighting up at the front. So I think as well it's gonna be a great addition to the Toyota team, as I said. Some great experience in there, combining with Ronan Pearson's youth. And I think they'll all be able to work well together. And I think Aaron Taylor-Smith, that'll push him along as well. He very much led the Powermax team the last couple of years with new driver Mikey Doble. So to have a three-time champion and a pilot who's had so much experience in the category is going to be huge. Flash is very much known for being a Honda man in the championship, and he won all of his titles in the Honda Civic with Team Dynamics, and even when, as I mentioned earlier, he made his return in 2021 after a spell in the World Touring Car Championship, he was with Team Dynamics in their newer FK8 Civic. It wasn't quite a successful stint, to be fair. The first year in 2021, he was just very unlucky. The pace was definitely there, but he kept getting caught up in incidents, and his race kept getting ruined in, say, the second contest or stuff like that. But 2022 was a lot stronger, winning on the first weekend at Donington Park. But he's driven, as much as he's been a Honda man, he's driven lots of different versions of, say, the Civic, for example. So he's driven lots of different shapes, and being the front-wheel drive Toyota Corolla, it's a hatchback as well. So similar, actually, shape and drive and size-wise compared to the older FK2 Civic. So you'd like to think it would be a good fit, to be fair. So to conclude, another exciting announcement made by Speedworks Motorsport and Toyota Gazoo Racing. They're not messing about at all this year, actually. All three of their driver lineups announcements so far have either caught people off guard or sort of impressed people, I think, which is always a good thing. As I said, great to see Gordon Shedden back in the championship. Quite good now, actually, that I caught him for a quick chat and a picture at the Autosport Awards, as you could see in the thumbnail and picture throughout this video. So it's going to be really interesting to see what he can do this year. I think he'll bring a lot of experience and a lot of speed into that Toyota Gazoo racing team. If you enjoyed this video and you're a massive BTCC fan, check out my channel where I've interviewed so many of the drivers up and down the grid, and I'm covering the championship this season, so make sure you go and subscribe. Until then, Thank you very much for watching. See you later.